My friends, welcome to my 200 3D CAD models in FreeCAD series. Today I'll be working on exercise 176, which is a very interesting object. So let me go ahead and calibrate this image real quick. I'm taking this 200 millimeter dimension and then making it half transparent. Okay, let's go ahead and move it to the XZ plane. And so that's the front. And I want to work on this side. So let's bring the axis cross by keeping AC on the keyboard and relocate the image. So I want to bring it in. I'm gonna go ahead and do it here, at the center of the tube, right? And then from there I can actually work down. Okay, so I'll be working in part workbench and I'm using the FreeCAD 0.22 developers version. And my first step is to create a sketch on the XZ plane. That's where this image is. And here I want to do a rounded rectangle right here, right? So the length, we know that this length is 200, and hit tab, and then this length is, I know that 150, I can see from the drawing. And then on the radius we can say this is 30, right? So we got that, pretty cool. And now we'll have to, so based on this point is 60 millimeter down, and I'm gonna say these two are symmetric by this vertical axis, so that's S on the keyboard, right? So that is taken care of, and I want to go ahead and close it up. And let's see, so from this side, this is where the sketch is. And one thing I'll have to decide is where this particular line based on these two, like, so where are these two lines based on this vertical face, because that's where the sketch is. So let's do a quick math. This is 100 millimeter and this length is 90, so this is 100, this edge, and this is 110. So I think this pad will go 10 towards me, 10 away from me. So this is going to be a 20 millimeter extrusion and symmetric, right? So what it does is so that's where the sketch is in the middle, right there. And hopefully that calculation will pay off later on. All right, let's hide that and let's work on this. So big question is, where are these 4 holes? Are these only to the down part, or like do they go through? And no cross section is given, so I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and actually make them through holes, because I'll be making them through holes. I'll be working on them later on, right? So I now want to draw another sketch on XZ plane, the same plane that we worked on. And this time I want to build this slot, right? So this is going to be 70, and that's particle, all right? So minus 90, and then the radius is, all right, so the radius is, I'm gonna say 20. Okay, so there is that. We got this. Where is this angle we just placed? Yeah, I'm not that big fan of that angle that we just placed during the drawing, but as long as it works, right? So this is the dimension, this is 40, right? And the height is 100. Okay, so that part is solid there. And what I want to do, I want to extrude that by So the sketch is right here. That's why we build this sketch, and from there we want to extrude that by 40. So this is given as 50, so we'll extrude that up by 40. All right. So now there they are. Now I can go ahead and mirror it over on the other side based on this. So that would be YZ plane. So YZ, there. We got both parts taken care of. All right, time to make these three one piece union. And now let's talk about these four holes that we wanted to make, right? And I can draw a tube, and then, but yeah, that's a lot of moving that tube from here to there. I would rather draw a sketch, right, on XZ plane, and maybe draw one of these. So now that we have this hole, we can do this, build the cylinder as a pad and then move that pad as an array 4 times, or we can do that array within this sketching. We will be using this move array transform tool. I want to select this circle, the one that I want to array within the sketcher, and hit W on the keyboard or just get it from here, and select the base point that I want to move from. So here, from here. So now with one single click, it's moving. So if I do it like here, it will be moving. We don't want to move, we want to array. So bring it back and select this, hit W on the keyboard and select the base point without clicking anything. So I'm just hovering over. All right, so here is the page that will help you. This is a new tool and it's a lot of keyboard shortcut. So here's the page that will help you. It says copy geometry, press U to increase the copy, the like on the horizontal direction. So U will make it more columns and R will make it more rows. So UJ for, so they are U and J on the keyboard are top and bottom, like nearby, and R and F for rows. So U for column, R for rows, right? So here I haven't clicked anything, so I want to hit U one time, right? And then R one time. Nothing changed, but I guess I wish it could change something, but nothing changed to look at it, but I guess something changed in the background. All right, so I want to move the U part to 120 and then hit tab and make it as 0 degrees. So there it is, and then tab again. So now it's giving me that row option. So that we got the columns, 2 columns, and now it's row. And I want to say this is 70 and tab, the angle is -90. Take hints from the suggested values, right? And then hit OK. So without moving anything, so -90, and then hit enter. So that's, I know it looked like a lot of procedures, but I'm hoping, you know, the more I practice on this will be easier for me later on. All right, so we did array one part of the sketch 4 times. This is me first time actually doing this, so I'm with you. It's a long process. Hopefully it will get better over the time. So now I find out that although we put those values, looks like they are not bound, they're still moving freer. So don't sweat over making those angles and distance like, you know, exact. I think we can move them around later on. So the distance is 120. I wish they retained these values when we actually gave them there. All right, so we have our sketch, new experience, but there it is. That's our 4 holes. Let's bring back our fusion, and now I want to extrude this as much as I need, maybe more than what I need. So I'll go say 100 in symmetric way. Not enough. Maybe 200. All right, so it crosses through. Now I can make a cut. But that's experience. That's a new way to build things. And well, as I said, I'm with you. Not the best user-friendly way to do it, but hopefully it will get better. All right, so one part done. Now let's focus on this tube. Because we have the center set up there, having a tube probably will be easy. There it is. And I can go ahead and say inner diameter would be 25 and outer diameter would be, outer radius would be 40, right? And then height, we know that the height is 100. All right, so we got that. Now I want to go ahead and lay it down just like this. There, so it's that position. We don't have to worry about it. With that position we know because we started from that, and then this part is halfway in the sketch line. And the only thing left is to build this arm, and this will be from this direction, YZ. So let's go ahead and move this image to YZ plane, and then maybe do some adjustment in the location. Does look like we're at the, yep, just a little bit more there. So on this I want to build this sketch, and so let's do that on the YZ plane. And maybe I want to hide this tube for now, and also this part for now. And I'll start with polyline and start from probably from here. Hit MMM, and I'll go up to axis and come back just like that. All right, and come back to this axis and close it up. First of all, these two will be the same, so they're coincident. This would be horizontal, this would be horizontal, and this point will be on this axis. Oh, that's over constraint. Maybe it was there to begin with. And this will be vertical. And now let's put some values in there. This distance is 20, right? And this radius is given as 20. So we can see that like the difference between this radius is actually the thickness. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make this one. So this is radius 40, right? And what else? We have this distance, and this is 60. And this distance is given as 50, and that constrains everything. Pretty cool. So based on what we drew and what we have, there is this sketch, and looks like we'll have to extend it both forward and backward, and that distance will be 60. So select that sketch and extrude that for 60 and make it symmetric and apply there. So two things. One thing is the body that we just built, it gets into this previous body, which is not a problem. We can take these two and make a fusion that amends, the extra part. Here we cannot make it a fusion. We'll have to cut this part out, right? We can take these two and come here and use the connect object. That actually takes up, eats up the inside part and makes a fusion. And you know what? That's our object. Pretty simple, right? That's our object. So it look like it's a kind of like a tube holder. So you screw these 4 holes with a wall or something, and then a pipe goes through here and then applies some load on it. And on these, on if that's the loading pattern, I'm sure having a fillet here and here will actually contribute to the load resistance. Maybe in the next video I'll do that comparative FEM analysis, so hang tight on that one. On this model building part though, we accomplished our goal. The model is done, 176, built up to the spec. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any question, comment or suggestion on this model building, please let them know in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video then.